Yeah.
Well, thank you for everybody joining us here at Real Estate and Money. It is good to see you. It is a great weekend. Hey, Violeta, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Great. I'm doing great. It's a wonderful day. Spring is in the
Yes.
air. Love is in the air.
Love is in the air. Yes.
It's Valentine's Day weekend coming up, and we're going to talk about Valentine's Day. We're going to talk about buying a house with your significant other. The pros, the cons. Yes.
But before we forget, we should have probably done our Man Cave show because it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes. How can we forget?
So,
Go Hawks!
yeah,
Go
Seahawks.
Hawks!
Whoa. We're in it
Hawks.
to win it. I think it's going to be
It is.
our Super Bowl, right?
What is going on? Yes. I'm getting my gear
so
online.
exciting.
I'm on Amazon getting my Seahawk gear.
Oh,
So
okay.
I
I got
yes.
mine. Actually,
Ready.
I'm going to send out a poll this week about what is your traditional thing that you do for
On
whether it's Seahawks, Mariners, your college team. What is
yes.
the tradition? I'll tell you mine. Can I tell you
What's that?
mine?
Yes.
Okay, I have an official Steve Largent jersey,
Yes.
and I wear that every game.
Oh wow.
And I do not
Wow.
wash it until the end of the season. Whenever
Okay.
the Seahawks are done, oh, good. Time to wash it, stains and all. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have one?
fun.
I mean, people talk about their food, or they have to do something specific, like they got to go to this person's house instead of anybody else because that's where they've been all season long. What do you do?
Yeah, well, my thing is I'll never watch a game alone. You never watch a game alone. I always have to have crazy friends. Your
Yeah.
crazy friends are the ones you want to be with on game day. I'll
Yes.
tell you what. They're the ones that are screaming and yelling and fighting. It's just a show within a show. So my big thing is to have people, around you. So last year at Super Bowl, I did have a Super Bowl party at my house, and it was fun. We really we loved the halftime show and everything. And it was food and drinks, and so that was a lot of fun. I had like maybe 20 people at my house. And that was good. I think this year we're going to go to a bar that is going to celebrate. There's like 6 bars here in Colorado that are Seahawk bars. Where people, Seahawk fans go and they have their gear. And we went to one a couple of weeks ago when my sister was in town and when Seahawks were in the finals. Yeah, we went to Seahawk bar, which was interesting here in Denver. So, my main thing is on game day, you want to be around crazy people who are crazier than you. And it's always fun.
Yes. But it's a big town for the Broncos, right?
Yes,
But
it
when
is.
the Broncos are done playing, are there a lot of Seahawks fans in Denver?
No, there's not a lot of
Oh,
Seahawks fans. I mean, we had that rivalry from way back in the day, but there's nothing like a 12th man. There's nothing like the
yeah.
Seahawks and the 12th man. I mean, my sister came here on Friday and she was decked out in Seahawk gear, hats, shirts, coat,
Awesome.
everything.
Yeah.
And which is normal. It was normal, but because if you're in SeaTac Airport and you've got Seahawk gear, you get to board the plane first. There's all types of
Oh,
different benefits. Oh yeah, it's
no,
just it's
I
a
like
thing.
that.
Alaska Airlines, I think maybe Southwest, but I mean it's a thing. So she comes off the airplane in full Seahawk gear. But it's game day and it's right? That's just what we
Yeah.
wear, right? And
Yeah.
everybody's like, well, where's she coming from? Who's she? She a mascot or something? I mean, and it's just like, that's just a Seahawk person. But you're not gonna
Yeah.
find people walking around here in orange, on game day like they do in
Yes.
Seattle. There's,
Yeah.
there's nothing like a Seahawk
Not
fan.
this weekend. Yeah.
So it's going
Awesome.
to be all blue and green. So I have several T-shirts I'm going to buy. It's going to be all blue and green during the Super Bowl, and days and weeks afterwards is going to be blue and green.
Yeah.
Blue
There you
shirts.
go. I may
Yes,
have to keep my Largent shirt out for
I
a
would.
while.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a 3, but my sister said put that away. So we'll talk about that later. But anyways, anyways. So Valentine's Day. Do you have any big plans for Valentine's Day, V?
Valentine's Day, I think I need to be at home. I've got something happening next week, and I need to prepare for that and then lay low the following weekend.
Uh
So
huh.
for
Uh huh.
me, it'll be a quiet day for the first time ever, you know,
Oh,
at home.
okay.
What are you doing?
Oh, good. Well, I'm performing. I'm going to be performing at a
Oh,
theater.
of course you are.
Um,
Where? What are you
yes,
doing?
I am performing to see if I can find something. It's called Day of Love, featuring Tina
Oh,
Lombard. And let me just send this so maybe Daniel can put this up. But it's going to be up in Loveland. It's going to be up in Loveland, Colorado. There is a place called Loveland, and that's where it's going to be. And we're going to be
is there
singing.
a
We'll be doing
Loveland,
like 8 or 9
Texas?
songs. And
I thought there
Stafford
was a
is a
Loveland.
Grammy.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
Maybe that's the link right there, Daniel. But it is Stafford Hunter's Day of Love. So Stafford has been nominated for several Grammys, which is a delight and a treat for
Oh,
me to be performing with him. So yeah, so Dan, if you want to hit that link, you can see the advertisement. But that's going to be up there in Loveland, Colorado, which is about 20, 25 minutes away from downtown Denver up north. And we're just going to be doing love songs. I'll be doing love songs. And so
oh,
through the ages, love songs. And so, it's
fun.
funny because a lot of love songs nowadays has got some type of quirk to it, but just a pure love song. You get in the 60s and maybe early 70s, even the 80s, it's just a pure love song. And there's no, cheating in there and you've been treating me bad and I haven't seen you and you went away. None of this stuff. Ain't
Yeah.
no sunshine when she's gone. None of that kind of stuff. Just pure love songs. So that's what I'm doing on Valentine's Day. And of
Oh,
course,
that'll be
my love is
great.
my daughter. So it's gonna be all
Yeah.
about her. It's gonna be all about her
Oh,
that day.
of course.
Yeah.
Beautiful Mariah. Yes.
Yes. And my dog. And my dog Tora. It's gonna be
Oh,
all about them.
okay. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well, so let's talk about this.
mhm.
The topic for today, it's all about love, but what if love goes sour? You know, don't go breaking my heart, but should we if
I
if
wouldn't if I tried.
but is there reason is it a good thing to buy a house with a significant other
Mhm.
if you are not married? What do
Yeah.
you what do you see in your world of mortgages? Because I get contracts that may say unmarried couple.
Uh-huh.
Go,
Yeah.
do they both have to qualify for the loan? What's going on with
Well, okay,
insignificant
so what we're talking about usually when you buy a house, we use your social security number to pull credit and put everything under. And so it's just you. Let's say it's John Doe. Okay. If you're married, okay, you're married to Jane Doe, and she has her social security number, but you guys are an entity, you're a married entity. So legally you're a married entity. And you get a loan together. Now
Mm-hmm.
there's situations where you buy a house and maybe your sister's on it. Or you buy a house and maybe your mom's on it. Or maybe your best friend's on it, what have you. So you can do that too. Those are co-borrowers. Okay, the thing is when it comes to a couple, like a significant other, and you're not married, then what? Let's
Yeah.
say I marry a man and we buy a house together, and then something happens down the road, and we decide to go our separate ways. What's going to happen to the house? Now, we've had a love expert on here before, and he was talking about do not ever buy a house or a home with somebody you're not married to. And there are all types of reasons for that. So we kind of want to talk about that for you today. I mean, it sounds like a good idea, right, Violeta?
Yeah, because hey, here's someone, they say, yeah, I am going out with this guy. He's got a great job. He's a wonderful man. And yeah, we can together, we can get a house. So why not? It might last forever, this thing that
Mm-hmm.
we've got going on. Why not?
And yeah,
So
might is a very powerful word.
might.
Might. Yeah. Yeah, and it's true. It's like, right now, over 50% of all marriages end in divorce. Okay, so you're talking about people who aren't even married. Okay, so what
Hmm.
rights do you have? Well, if you're whoever's on the loan is going to have, and on the title is going to have most of the rights. Okay, so if it is, let's say you're a female and you buy a house with your significant other, and it's your name on the loan and your name's on the title, and he's not on title, you break up, you just kick him to the curb, you kick him out, to the left, to the left.
Oh,
And
there
same
you
thing if
go.
you're it's the thing. If you're a woman and you're living with a man and his name is on the mortgage, his name is on the title, and you are not on title, you are not on mortgage. If you should break up, pretty much you could say, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Basically you don't have any rights. Now there are things like community property states, like in Washington State, and I'm not a lawyer or anything, but let's just say it was 10 years. If you live with somebody for 10 years, then you have Commonwealth or what have you. You've got common law house or whatever. You've got rights to everything. In Colorado, it's like a month. If you say he's my husband, she's my wife, it's different here. Common law is like as soon as you establish you guys were getting married, you're husband and wife. So it's very, very treacherous territory if you don't know your legalities. So, the thing is, when you do mix like that, you're in one obligation and you split up. Either one person's obligated, or let's say that both of you are obligated.
Uh-huh.
How are you going to split that up? If both of you are obligated to a loan, you do co-sign. It's you and your man and your woman. You get together, or and man and man, woman and woman, whatever. You get together and you decide you have a falling or a breaking away from each other. And you're both legally bound to that house. Well, you're not going to live in the house together. I mean, you could if there's an upstairs and a downstairs, but and the likelihood is you don't want to be underneath the same roof with this person anymore. So what happens? So this person here, the one that's left, the one who says, hey, I'm staying, and it's best for the other person to leave and go somewhere else. So this person's going to be in the house paying the mortgage. This person, they go down the street. Now they want to rent or buy their own home. Well, now they're obligated for both the mortgage that they have with you,
right,
and then their rent. And they may
right,
not qualify because that new lender or that new landlord may say, you got a $7,000 payment over here. What you going to do with that? So,
yeah,
so you got to figure that out. So let's say you decide to go off, and this person's obligated for the loan. They're going to have to try and refinance that loan to get you off and to get on title. Let's say
okay,
you bought the house at $500,000. Now 10 years later, the house is worth $1 million. So you walked away, but you still have equity. So now what do? Is you have to get this person to refinance for the obligation on their own. You may have to sell that property for the equity and split the equity, or you may have to say, hey, this guy here, since you're still living there, buy me out. Maybe my equity is $250,000. Get a loan, give me $250,000, take me off, and I can say bye-bye. With a chance, well, the thing is, what's so hard about that is when you first got the loan, you both qualify for the $500,000 loan. Now this person takes off. There's one person on this loan. That person's going to have a harder time trying to qualify for a loan because now he's got to qualify for a loan where two incomes were used. So it's putting you in a very precarious situation. You don't want to do that. I mean, if there's a divorce and there's legalities involved, you can figure that stuff out. 50-50 here, da-da-da-da-da, and you can figure that out. But if it's just the two of you, you're just ticked off at each other, you want to break up, then what are you going to do? So, it really, really, it's, if, in my opinion, as a loan officer, seeing people's networks and stuff, until you're married, you want to keep things separate. You do want to keep things separate. And people with the best of intentions say, we love each other forever. I love the way he breathes. I love the way he smells. I love the way he walks. I love the way he eats. And then 5 years from now, you're like, you know what? You tick me off whenever I see you walk. I don't like the way you eat and you smell bad. It's just, and when you're married, you deal with it for better, for worse, for sickness and health. But when you're single, you're just like, you know what? I'm going to trade you in for something new. It's different, So you really have to think about that. What if you want to buy a duplex with each other? That would make sense because there's separate. And there's two units, and if you get mad, you just shut the door and don't walk into each other's homes. Right. That may work. Investment properties may work, if you want to buy something together. But or if you just want to buy something for your girlfriend, like me. If you just want to buy them a house, yeah, you can do that. You can just do that. Or if you want to buy your boyfriend or your husband a house, just do that and not live in it. You can certainly do that. But for me, it's when I do houses with people, it's usually married couples, and there's a lot that they have to look at. I know that a lot of houses were built like in the 2000s and in the 1990s, which is a new thing where the master bedroom is here, and the kids' rooms are on the other side of the house.
Yes,
and that's because they wanted the love nest to be separated from the toddlers in case they get older and they figure out what's going on. So there are some houses there, if you notice, there are some houses in the 1990s and the 2000s, early 2000s, where the master bedroom was on the north side of the house, and all the kids' bedrooms and the spare bedrooms were on the south side of the house.
Yeah.
That was to preserve the relationship of the husband and the wife.
I like that.
Yeah. So, I don't know, V, when you take people out to homes and they've got family, they got kids, do you see them, eyeing the rooms and figuring things out?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And typically, the primary bedrooms are separate from the other bedrooms, and then the kids pick out their rooms, and yeah, they want to be away from the parents because shoot, you got a game room down your hallway, and you could be gaming all night long. So seen, yeah, families, the kids run around and they pick their rooms. So it's kind of funny to watch that. But anyway, going back to buying a home, I have a question
Yeah.
for you, Tina. So
Yes.
we're in the middle of we just signed a contract, right? And all of a sudden, it's a stressful thing. Whatever you're doing, buying a home will be a stressful thing. And you may decide, oh no, that's a stupid idea. I don't want this over there. Or he wants to have what? Pigeon coops in the back? I don't want to have, cockle doodle doing every morning. What is that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And so I want to get out. And what have you seen that happen where they all of a sudden were in love and then now it's like, no, I'm not going to go through with this.
Oh, I mean
No
during the
fault
process before.
of the seller. It's just them. They're angry with each other. No, I don't love you anymore. Hit the road. I'm going somewhere else. And we want to do this.
Oh, you mean the buyers?
The buyers. The
Yes. Yeah.
buyers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen people who were like always they're already on the edge, and then you add a house to the mix, and then buying a house and
Yeah.
qualifying, and me finding
Stress.
secret savings accounts, and me finding all types of stuff.
Oh.
They don't get to the closing table because they're like, "How come all these years you have that $50,000 you've been hiding from me? Well, I didn't know I hid for you because you had your other child, you weren't paying child support." I mean, I just blows up,
Yeah.
and we're just sitting there like, and I've seen it happen, and it's like, of course you don't want to do that because, the sellers are like moving to Tennessee or something and they really
Right.
need to sell their house and you're messing with them. You're taking their house off the market for like 1 or 2 weeks or whatever until you decide to close. And that's what the earnest money is for in most cases. So V, if somebody says, I'm going to sell you my house and you put an offer in for $750,000 and you put $10,000 down, and the seller is counting on that $10,000 if your financing doesn't go through, and you should not go through. They just spent 3 months. They just spent 2 months in an empty house, making these payments, and that's what the earnest money is for, is to pursue
Yeah.
their interest. But I mean, if you're wickety wackety, if you're sketchy in the first doggone place, you think he's looking at women, he thinks you're cheating online. It is not a good time to buy a house. And this is another double-edged sword. I've got some couples where the man or the woman is beating their brains out working 2 or 3 jobs in the snow,
Yes.
driving trucks
Yeah.
backwards into the mountains. They got different jobs. They're working like crazy, and their significant other is studying. Or they, what I'm trying to say, they're studying, or their credit is so bad that I can't get them on the loan. And so I'll say, hey, my girlfriend wants to be on the loan, but I said, okay, let's put her on the loan. You can get yourself a nice home. Well, her credit's not that good. I'm like, well, how bad is her credit? I pull the credit. It's 402. Okay, I mean, it's
Ooh.
like, she hasn't paid anybody back since the 80s. And I'm like, I said, but she's working. I said, well, does he have a savings account? Does he have something? No. And I'm like, listen, mister. Run. All right. So, run. You should be finding another girlfriend, not a new house. Just
Yes.
run. And I want to say that. And so a lot of times, if you are with somebody who does not qualify for a home, and you're trying to get with them, that's the biggest red flag. If they've got bad credit and you've got good credit and you're working 3 jobs to sacrifice, you're looking at the next 25 years of your life. So a lot of times I'll tell people, okay, if you're your boyfriend over here, he's not, he's got 2 kids, he can't be on the loan because then we'd have to count his child support, and he doesn't have any good credit, he can't get a job because this and that, and it's just like,
Yeah.
woman, you need a psychiatrist. You don't need a house.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to judge or anything like that, but it's like you have to take a really good look at your finances. If you're not psychologically ready, a house is not going to fix things. A house will exasperate. So
Right.
let's say you are a millionaire, you can buy a house for, I don't know, you want to buy a house for 1.5 million on the water or something. And if you're emotionally not stable, and if your relationship is emotionally not stable, you have no business getting into a house with each other because it's just going to exasperate everything and make things worse. you know.
Yes.
Um, but since this is a positive Valentine's Day show, let me say what you can do to be a good Valentine. And the best thing to do is, I do see people where they are both single and they are trying to buy a house together, or maybe they have kids already and they're not married. I see when they're working like crazy. They both are working. They both are making a vested interest in their credit, and
Right.
they're trying to do something, and they are buying a house to build a family and to build a future. That's
Mm-hmm.
very positive. So
Yeah.
if you are with somebody, let's say you are engaged or you're going in that direction, and you're like, I don't want to get married yet for whatever reason, but I do want to buy a house with this person, and I can't stop you, V can't stop you, nothing we say can stop you. You want to take a look at yourself and say, hey, am I a good partner in this situation? Do I have the credit? Do I have the work ethic?
Ethic.
Do I have the money to help this other person? If anything goes wrong financially for them, can I take the burden? So you want to really, say that. And V, there are some people who, he could qualify on his own, she can qualify for their own,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I'm sure you both qualify for your own, but just for your both safety, both be on the loan, so you have equal rights if anything should happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, for yourself, I mean, if you do go and you take out credit with somebody, or you're trying to get a home with somebody, and there are these red flags, and see them as red flags and move on. But
Mm-hmm.
if you've got good credit, you've got good money, you've got a good job, you've got a good head on your shoulders, that's the biggest blessing that you could ever give your spouse for Valentine's Day,
And
right?
you're suggesting wait till they become your spouse,
Yeah,
correct?
that's my people don't listen. People don't listen. They don't want to listen. But it's a good thing. Do it on your own. If you want to be on your own, do it on your own. You
Yeah.
know, and wait, because then you have legalities there. Everybody underneath the same roof, besides your kids, should be on title. They're
Yeah.
grown adults with a job. You
Yeah.
know.
And you can always put that other person on the title down the road.
Yeah, yeah. If you get married, yeah, put them on the title.
Mm-hmm.
And so, V, let's say that you have been married for 20 or 18 years, 12 years, and you want to buy your significant other a condo in the mountains in Snoqualmie or something, or down at Anacortes or something like that. You
Mm-hmm.
want to buy something romantic. That is a very good idea. So if you do want to buy a house on the water, just for you and your wife, or you and your
Mm-hmm.
husband, for when the kids
Right.
have left the nest and you want to get away from the city, you want to have a little private vacation bungalow. Well, there are a lot of ways where you can buy a vacation home or a second home.
A second home.
And,
Yeah.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
and you can rent it out on the months that you are not there.
Right.
So, if you buy a house, it's an Airbnb. We do those loans. We do Airbnb
Mm-hmm.
loans. We do loans where it's a short-term rental, but
Yeah.
you rent it out during the summer months and the winter months, like during New Year's Eve or Valentine's Day. You can
Uh-huh.
reserve that month for yourself. So the house is paying for itself, and you bought your significant other a vacation home.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful gift. I got a lot of those. I've got a lot of that. I think kids are in school or in college, and sometimes they just need to get away. They just need to get away.
Yes.
And so, and like you had a
Absolutely.
house too. You had a house in Cannon Beach, right?
Yeah, yeah, down there in Oregon, and we would rent it out 3 months at a time to visiting nurses
Hmm.
who go to the
Yes.
local hospitals and work for 3 months, and then off they go. So, yeah, short-term vacation rental, that works. If you're not there all the time, why not?
It's
Free
yeah. It's
income, yeah.
I mean, give the keys to a house to somebody for Valentine's Day. That's exciting. It's
Yeah,
money generating. It's cash
so
flowing.
cool. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's your free getaway. It pays for itself. But I mean, I think it's really nice in your house. You need to preserve your marriage. I mean, keep your bedroom and keep your adulting and your parenting. Keep your love life alive. Don't just
Yes.
have your whole house for your kids, because eventually the kids will leave. They'll go to college and they'll move. But your marriage is supposed to last forever. Your relationship is supposed to be lasting forever. So you do want to invest in that. And what better way than to make your house your love bungalow, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, Daniel, do you have that link that you could put up really quick? I'll show you.
Oh,
This is that. There you go. Sabbathers Day, I love it. Intro vocalist Tina Lombard. There you go. February 14th, 7 p.m. Muse Performance Space, and that's in Loveland, Colorado. Okay, so that's where I'm going to be. Thank you, Daniel.
nice.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Daniel. Yeah, I'll be celebrating there. Let me see here. So we've got some announcements. You want to read the announcements, V?
I don't have them here. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The Call to Conscious Black History Month Museum opens in a few weeks at the Columbia City Theater on Valentine's Day. Open Thursdays and Fridays from 3 to 7 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Go to calltoconscious.world for tickets and information. A second announcement, join us for a live tribute concert to history of funk and Parliament this Saturday, 7:30 p.m. at Columbia City Theater. Tickets
Funky
are
Ballet.
at,
Whoa.
yeah. So tickets are at columbiacitytheater.world. And the last one, make sure shows like this is possible by donating on Venmo at Rainier Avenue Radio or online at rainieravenueradio.world/donate through Shernpike. And we thank you for making this community broadcasting possible. There you go. Every dollar counts. But yeah. So for Valentine's Day, I'm telling people, go ahead and warm your heart up and, make your house a love nest of its own. If you're buying another house, make sure that you're making it a love nest if you do have a significant other. Bottom line is don't buy another house with somebody unless you are married. Otherwise, legally, it could get bumpy. It could be bumpy.
And if you do buy that house, make sure you leave a trail of rose petals to your private space. Whether it's a primary bath, how cool is that? Have champagne waiting for your loved one, and how romantic can that be? Champagne, chocolates, jewelry.
Jewelry. Yes, jewelry. Keep going. Keep going.
What else? No, a key to a new car, new home. I love you forever.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. No, I mean, even if you want to put a nest.
Tina can make it work for you. So remember that.
I will make it work. And the last thing too, if you've got kids that are like 8 or 9 years old, why not start buying them some little some property all over the place, little condos here and there.
8 or 9 year old.
Oh, what's that? Yeah, you start put some funding away. Put some funding away for them instead of just in mutual funds or whatever. Why'd you buy a house? You got 3.5% on a $500,000 loan. Put that money down. Now when they're like 9 and 10 years old, and when the house comes into fruition, they'll have a giant house that's paid for, whatever. Start dropping some love nuggets everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
Home is not just for you. It's for everybody.
Oh shoot! I was being selfish then. Sorry. I'll spread the love. Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Well, and before we leave, can you give a suggestion? What's the best love story they can watch on TV this weekend?
Yes. I don't know. My big love story is going to be the Seahawks win on Sunday this weekend.
Yes.
What about you?
Yes. Well, Notebook is always like one of my favorites. The Notebook, Wuthering Heights.
Notebook, yes.
Love Story. Yeah. There's some good ones out there. But you're right. You said Seahawks, so nothing beats Trump's the Seahawks.
I'll be loving everybody around me. Seahawks Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. That's our show. Thank you for joining us on Real Estate and Money, Rainier Avenue Radio.world. I'm Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth.
And I'm Tina Lombard with Texana Bank. We hope to see you next time.
Okay. Bye-bye.